everybody. Bob over at RC Auto Works. We got this 94 Accord in all of its glory. So there's a little project that we got that came in. We're doing an engine swap and a bunch of other stuff. Engine should be here. Well, actually, the whole front clip the customer ordered should be here on Monday. We're fighting time a little bit here with winter. More so Christmas, I should say. Christmas is next week. But this motor will be pulled out today. We got all the basic stuff pulled out. Radiator, wiring harness is disconnected. Battery is out. Basically anything that is connected from the motor to the chassis has to be disconnected. A lot of guys, when they look at engine swaps, or if it's your first time, you think to yourself, oh man, it's a lot of work, I'm confused, or what do I do? A couple things. Of course, you can always tag certain clips on where they go. If you take a bolt out, recommend putting it back in if you can possibly put it back in the same spot. What you want to think about is the motor. You want to separate it from the chassis, of course. I mean, it sounds, common. What we do is we take the harness, we disconnect it from the chassis itself, we drape it over the motor, and we either drop the motor, after we disconnect everything, we drop the motor from the bottom or the top. Or we drop the motor usually from the bottom if space allows us to. I see a lot of people remove unnecessary stuff from the motor. They'll disconnect radiator lines on this side of the motor, or they'll disconnect the engine harness from this side of the motor. We want to keep everything attached on this motor that we possibly can. Now, the one thing to keep in mind, this guy's actually going with a K-swap, so this won't go for this swap. But if you're sticking with the same, let's say this is an F series, and he's going with like an H series. Rule of thumb is you want to use the same engine harness. You don't want to adapt a new engine harness to the chassis, and even if it plugs and plays to the shock tower clips, it doesn't mean the car is going to run like it should. You might have air codes, you might be tracing down trouble. It's a nightmare. So let's say you got a single cam, you got a D16 and you're swapping in a B series. You want to use the single cam harness. You want to put the single cam harness from your original car onto the B series, and you want to make it fit that motor. So if you're going from a D16 non-VTEC and you're going to, let's say, a B16 or a GSR, you want to make sure that you run the VTEC wires. And anything else that has to be ran. Most of the time, when guys are doing swap overs, they're going to switch the ECU to a chipped ECU or an S300. So some guys at times will say, well, do I got to do different stuff with the O2 sensor? Do I got to wire it in? Do I got to get if you're going from a single wire to a 4-wire? If you go with a chipped ECU, you don't have to do any of that stuff. So there's stuff to consider. Besides that, we'll be dropping this motor. I'll do another video when we drop it out. We got to get underneath the car. Got to disconnect. The axle's already out, but the axle's got to come out, of course. We put the tires back on because ultimately this thing, as soon as we get this motor out, it's going to paint. It's going to the body shop. So you also want to disconnect shift linkages. And that's pretty much about it. These cars have a lower cross member up front, so we're going to have to disconnect the lower cross member so we can drop the motor out from the bottom. And we'll have this out shortly today. I'll get another video here, and then come Monday when this front clip comes in, I'll get a video as well on that too. So hopefully people enjoy this project. If you got a 94 Accord, or you're just a fan of the Accord setup, if you got any questions, let me know, of course. Comment down below, shoot me an email, phone call, and anything else, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. front clip was supposed to be delivered today between 9 and 1, but it never showed up. It was supposed to actually be behind me, but it's not behind me. Shipping company said they showed up at 7:30, and they said the appointment was from 8 o'clock in the morning to, I think it was noon. I was here all day. I was here at that time. Nothing showed up. So we wanted to get cracking on it, have the front clip taken all apart, have the motor sitting here. Car's got to go to body shop. I believe it's getting picked up tomorrow. We'll see about that. We do got this new project in. That looks like fun. So I'll cover that as well, but I want to stay on the Accord. So I got a time-lapse video that I will update here in between, whatever. So that's the motor out of the Accord. We took it out from the top only because the intake manifold was going to pose an issue. And then the lower traction bar with those setups on the Accord, they're kind of a pain in the butt. The biggest pain that you have to come out the top with is making sure this trans dips below the frame, and then it goes forward. So it's a little bit of it's stubborn coming out. Out of all the motor swaps that you got to do, I think the Accords are the more pains that to deal with, I would say. But we got it out. I got to see what the customer wants us to save. You know, this car's going, we're going to case swap it, so all the stuff pretty much is going to be not usable anyways. He's going to have to get a whole new harness. I know the guy said the car didn't start too when it came in, and that's never good. That looks like it's possibly for the resistor box for the injector wiring. But yeah, so we got that going on. I'm going to make a quick video on this Accord. If anybody's got any cool names, right now I got Project Accord. Come up with a name. Maybe I'll give you something cool. I don't know. But we'll keep that video separate from all the other videos. I want to keep project oriented or oriented. What's the word? I don't know. I'm tired. I've been here for a while. I was here yesterday, Sunday, till 9:30. This is our next fun little project, too. We got a lot of stuff going on. We'll keep you guys informed. We'll keep the videos coming. And this will probably be aired right before Christmas time. So everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Enjoy it with your family, your loved ones. If you don't have family or loved ones, or you're missing some family and loved ones, I feel you. This is going to be the second year, I don't even remember, second or third year without my father. And they say time heals everything. Time doesn't heal. Makes things a little bit easier to deal with, I guess you can say. But for everybody out there that might not have someone to celebrate with, keep your head up, keep on pushing. Enjoy the night, guys.